And good morning, media houses. Good morning, our viewers online in San Pedro and also all over our country, Belize. I would like to welcome you to the San Pedro Town Council's press release, which is focused on the financial status of the San Pedro Town Council between the years of 2021 and 2022. To give us the report, we have with us His Worship the Mayor of San Pedro Town, Mayor Walberto Wally Nunez. We also have the San Pedro Town Council Town Administrator, Mr. Rene Guzman. We have the head of the Town Council's Finance Department, the Accounting Manager, Miss Angie Rosado. We will proceed with the following format. We will have 3 segments. The first segment will include the presentation of the financial status of the San Pedro Town Council by the members at the head table. The second segment is going to include a question and answer segment, at which point the media houses will be allowed 2 questions each, and the head table will be responding, and so we will have that dialogue for questions and clarifications. Our third segment is going to be followed by a closing by the head table, and that will be the end of the press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage all of us today to proceed with respect, and I congratulate the Mayor of San Pedro Town and the councillors that are present here today for presenting the financial status report that has been something that has been in the making for quite some time, and they're not only presenting it to San Pedro Town, but also to the entire nation of Belize. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you all to let us remain quiet during this segment where we are doing the presentation, and I would like to encourage everyone to observe professionalism. Let us begin.
Good morning, media houses. Good morning to everyone present here today. I would like to acknowledge our councillors, the Deputy Mayor, and also the area representative for being here today, along with all the media houses and all the viewers at home. Thank you for tuning in. We will be presenting today the financials of the San Pedro Town Council and how we went ahead to achieve financial stability in record time. For today's outline and our highlights that we will be introducing here is the process and how we became audit ready, the actions that had to be taken to attain financial stability, measures that we had to take for efficiency and accountability, and we will also be sharing with you future outlooks and goals that this present administration is looking forward moving ahead. When we talk about an audit, our town council, our team campaigned on a platform of transparency and accountability. So from day one, we started that we wanted to do an audit for the council to achieve financial stability, and this is the way how we change the way the council manages the public finances. We have completed an audit for 2021, completed an audit for 2022, and we have a target date as of October 2024, whereby we will have the audit of our 3rd year in office. I'm going to pass on the mic now to our accounting manager, who will be giving you a little bit more detail on how or on the process for us to become audit ready.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to be elaborating a little bit more on how we found the council in March of 2021, and then the steps that we took to accomplish the audits for 2021 and 2022. So in March of 2021, we found a lot of challenges. One of them was that we couldn't verify a lot of the balances. What do we mean by that? Let me give you an example. a business would come in and send us a bill for services rendered to the council. Upon checking the system, we realized that there was no proper documentation. We couldn't verify whether the services had been given to the council or any amounts. Poor and non-existent accounting procedures. Let me explain a little bit more. We had residents coming in to get a property tax statement. Upon getting their statements, residents realized that payments made for previous years were not being reflected in their accounts. This posed a lot of challenges for us. We had to work with the residents to ensure that the payments that they had made were accounted for. Essential information not available. We did not have a fixed asset register. We did not know at this point what the council owned. No reference points for financial transactions. For example, a loan for which there was no loan agreement, the council did not know what those funds were used for. So we took year 1, year 2, and part of year 3 to address all these challenges, make the proper adjustments, put in place internal controls to ensure that these actions were not pose a threat in the future. We make sure that we put in place procedures that would allow us to be more efficient and accountable, and therefore by year 3, in August of 2023, we were able to have the audit for 2021 and 2022 completed. And as such, we were able to reduce significantly the backlog information that we had. I will now pass it on to the mayor, who will tell you about the path that we took to become financially stable.
When we took office, it was quite a challenge because we were a low confidence and high risk town council. We were a low confidence, high risk. We're no longer there. And I must also state that even though we had those challenges, we managed to build a bridge, a new bridge for the people of this town that connects the south and the north side of the island. We also started a program called the Paving It Forward program, whereby we are connecting the different neighborhoods by paving the main streets in the residential areas. We also upgraded and acquired a new fleet of equipment to be able to work on the different streets that are not being paved. And we also attracted innovative investment. Let us start here by showing you a little bit more in depth of things that we found out as we took office. There was a government loan that up to today, in reality, we don't know what it was for. It just showed that it was supposed to be for road works. But let's go a little bit in depth here. In September of 2011, there was a GOB loan of $1.5 million with an interest rate of 9% with 60 installments. As of November 2012, the previous council then had defaulted. GOB withheld the monthly subvention and applied it to the outstanding debt. Fast forward now to October of 2023, the new administration, our town council, had been a negotiation for debt forgiveness by the government of Belize, and the release subvention will be used for daily operations of, now we have a balance of $1,073,419. Upon taking office, we realized that this loan was there, and we realized also that there was a signed agreement, so we had to start the payment. We didn't want this government loan to stay there, and that's why we are in negotiations with the government to be able to for debt forgiveness. There's also a private party loan. This private party loan is from a private individual. As we all can see, the council was a high-risk enterprise, so nobody really wanted to make business with the council. So they had to go ahead and get a loan with a private individual, which also showed that was for road works. And this loan was refinanced 5 times in a period of 8 years. Let's go here to show you in August of 2012, the loan was of 300,000 with an interest rate of 8%, payable over a period of 10 years with monthly payments of 3,639. As of December 2020, as I said previously, it had been refinanced 5 times during an 8-year period. The previous administration was always late and incurring late fees. As of October 2023, the council has been making timely payments. This also had to review, make sure there was an actual agreement, and we started to make payments because we didn't want those late fees to be accumulating. We have already paid $59,000 with $59,056, and there's a balance of $237,653. Banks and income tax. This was a little sad. This was quite sad when we took office. When we took office, we realized that we had 2 overdrafts in the bank accounts, both in Atlantic Bank and the Belize Bank. In Atlantic Bank, there was an overdraft of 44,506. Belize Bank, 142,335. That's a total of 186,841. There was also only enough money in the bank to be able to pay 1 week of salaries. In record time, in changing all of our system of management, we were able to fully pay in just about 4 months with no need of an overdraft facility since June of 2021. And we have already paid that 186,841, and we got out of overdraft. The outstanding income tax. Employees' deductions were made for the year 2019 and 2020, but it was never submitted to the tax department. This, as you can see, is outright robbery to their own staff, because they were deducting that employee's income tax and was not paid to the tax department. What was deducted was 146,744 with 55 cents, and you can also see here just interest and penalties. It added up to 222,859 with 51 cents. Upon taking office, we made an agreement to make monthly payments of $10,000. Bear in mind that we're paying the $10,000 monthly and also paying the staff's income tax deductions as well. In total, we have paid $180,000 with a balance of $42,859 with 51 cents. That is as of October 2023. Significant vendor balances. This here is just some of them. There's more. There's some other vendors as well that we had paid already. But these are the major ones that we wanted to highlight here. You have Caribbean Depot, Caribbean Fuels, Medina's Construction. When it comes to Caribbean Depot and Medina's Construction, it is one project that was planned. And as you can see here, the cost of the street material for the paving of the high school. The high school area was paved back in June 2019, and there was an agreement with Caribbean Depot to make monthly payments of 11,939 with 81 cents plus GST for 18 months. No payment was ever made. So the amount also got interest of 61,795 with a total of $301,185 owed to the depot. We secured an agreement with the company for weekly payments and for them to freeze the interest. We paid, as of October 2023, $133,000, and we have a balance of $168,185. Medina's Construction, a total outstanding balance of $95,194 with 59 cents. We paid off $90,000 with a balance of $5,149 with 59 cents. In other words, we have this town council has been paying for that street that was built. Caribbean Fuels obtained in the years 2018, 2019, and 2020. You can see the totals there respectively of $91,183.39, $193,693 with 95 cents, $92,898 with 34 cents. The whopping total of $377,775 with 67 cents. We made an agreement with Caribbean Fuels where we are paying them weekly. As of now, we're paying them $2,000, but back then we started with $1,500 weekly. And on top of that, we are also getting fuel and paying for the fuel that we are using for our operations weekly. In total, on that debt, we have paid $269,114 with 60 cents, and we have a balance of $108,661 with 7 cents. Please bear in mind that these companies have a very good working relationship with the San Pedro Town Council now, since we're no longer that high-risk council. We had to take different measures to get proper internal controls in the town council. We have restored the confidence of our clients and our business investors. We had some challenges, but we had to change the software to track receivables. Now we have a fixed asset register. We have established finance and revenue department. And we have new financial partnerships. I will pass on the mic to our good administrator to elaborate a little bit more on what we had to do and changes in the San Pedro Town Council so that we can be efficient and accountable.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Media present, thank you all for being present today. As the Mayor and our accounting manager have elaborated earlier, that the council indeed was a low confidence and a high risk entity or council. He has already expressed what we have done in terms of figures and what we have paid. I will talk a little bit about what we found in terms of the efficiency inside the town council. When we got in, we noted that in-house software system was being used. Now, this software, I must say, that was ineffective, in fact inefficient, as it was not in sync with the entire system or the cashiers. Furthermore, the system was very open in the sense that some management staff at the council at the time had access to the system and were easily able to play with the system. In other words, simple as changing an account to zero balances, making a payment, showing something that was never really accounted for. So that posed some challenges for us, as our accounting manager had said. whereby when people came to the council and showed receipts, we would look at the system and say that it was not verifiable because it did not match. So what we did as a responsible council, we moved onto a new software, and it's a software that is used by many municipalities in Belize. It's the Neo Municipality software that we have. Now this municipality software allows for proper control with everything that is done, from the basic payment of the cashier. It is real time, it is updated automatically. It shows the payment into the customer system, it shows any outstanding balances. Furthermore, if there is any adjustments, any changes that is made to any person's account, it's traceable. So at any point in time, any of our clerks, any of our managers make any adjustments or anything to it, our accounting department or mayor can go into the system and it will tell you there specifically who made that. So in terms of efficiency and accountability, we moved from an open system that was easily manipulated to now a system that is traceable and holds people accountable. In this instance also, when we got in, for example, as I was talking earlier about the cashier system, our cashiers at the town council at the time were using basic Excel software for collecting of fees and also for implementing or putting in what was collected daily and writing receipts manually. And as I mentioned earlier, the issuing of writing receipts at the cashier was not in sync with the trade licenses, the liquor license, or the property taxes. So someone would just walk in, pay at the cashier, get a manual receipt, and it was never entered into the system to show that John Doe made a payment of X amount of dollars. So having the Excel sheet itself made it easy and open for bad practices accounting-wise. With the new software that we have, again, it provides a soft copy that the customer receives, and a hard copy is in the system. And once a payment is made, you come in, you pay your property taxes, that automatically reflects in the system, reduces your balances, and shows real-time updated information of what is owed. So certainly coming from an open system that was a loophole, and it allowed for, as I mentioned, bad accounting practices, we have now moved into a system that is efficient and very accountable. So we have updated the system at the San Pedro Town Council to allow for proper efficiency and accountability. That would have been my presentation, and to further talk about the asset listing and other information related to the accounting department, I will pass it over to our accounting manager, Mrs. Rosado.
Thank you, Renee. So I will be elaborating a little bit more on the other steps that we took to achieve efficiency and accountability. The first item is the asset listing. As mentioned before, this was non-existent. So what we did, we prepare a fixed asset register. Now we have a full listing of what the council owns, that being land, vehicles, furniture and equipment. Everything that belongs to the council is properly accounted for. The fixed asset register is an essential component because it gives you the value of those assets. At the same time, it allows you to control and monitor these assets, and thus preventing any theft, loss, or misplacement of such. In the previous QuickBooks desktop, there was inefficient and improper documentation of revenue and expenses. With the new QuickBooks Online, we have adjusted this, made the necessary changes. Our customers' receipts are properly accounted for. You can easily verify in a given day all revenues collected, and a listing of all the customers who have paid in a given day will be given. Our vendor bills now are very detailed. Each bill will tell you what the materials were used for which specific projects. So we're very detailed in what we're doing with the now QuickBooks Online. We had also improper reconciliations of the vendors and the bank balances. No, previously, the previous administration, what they were doing was just matching the statements of the vendors to what the balances they had. There was no proper or due diligence then in ensuring that indeed these services were rendered to the council. The same thing applied to the bank accounts. So now what we've done, we ensure that every transaction coming in and out of the bank accounts, it's properly accounted for. We've also moved on into ensuring that we are properly capitalizing the assets. Previously, assets were being expensed out. So now we're making sure that we're doing the proper procedures, we're capitalizing the assets, and we're also capitalizing the cost of infrastructure. So now I will pass it on to the mayor, and he will explain more about what you can expect in the next audit.
Thank you, Ms. Angie. So here we are at what we are to expect in the next audit, which our target date is now October 2024. The next audit will be showing our third year in office, 2023. In there, we will be able to see the operating expenses of that year, how we are able to meet expenses without the need of an overdraft facility. The bridge that was built for the people to connect the island, the expedited completion was only possible by securing confidence with central government. It will also include Paving It Forward program, where you have several phases which are well underway, whereby we are paving roughly around 9 miles of roads in the residential areas. The upgraded and the new fleet that we purchased, how we are able to target more areas and to get more of the work done. Also, we have our goals for 2024, 2027. We're gonna have more external and internal audits to be done, enhanced internal controls. We will be streamlining revenue collection, the expansion of services, especially to the north of the island, and strategic investments. I must also mention that our town council and our team is also looking at our manifesto, which is called Plan San Pedro, which encompasses all of our accomplishments, but also our pledges for the new term in office. I want to thank you all today for being here, and we want to hear a little bit more from what the media would want to know about the status of the finances.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the work. For the work that the accounting department for the San Pedro Town Council and the mayor and the town administrator have put forth, along with their staff. Just based on the information that they have presented today, it is quite obvious that they have a very hardworking and dedicated team of people that are behind them, ensuring that the town council has transparency. And so we're going to now be moving into the second